InfoWars has more than 15 YouTube channels and about 3 million subscribers. Our main channel has 1.854 or 1,854,000 plus subscribers. Now, they've been gaming the system for a long time to shut down nationalistic or patriotic media, saying we're right-wingers, saying we're extremists. Well, it doesn't matter who we are. We have a right to free speech, don't we? As long as we don't violate the rules. Well, now Zuckerberg has come out and said he's going to restrict conservative news like communist China does, calling it fake news. And Google, that owns YouTube, has announced, and they've done it now 2 weeks ago, that they're going to basically make you click the bell in your notifications. We're going to show you how to do that, or you won't get all the channels that you've subscribed to, and you won't get the videos. Now, why are they doing this? It's more than just censoring. They want you to see the videos that they feed you below and beside the videos you're looking at that are corporately sponsored so they make more money. They're taking the you out of YouTube. So we're in this information war, and it's more important than ever that you promote the videos, that you like the videos, and that you send them on to others. Because the answer to the attempt to shut us down and restrict free speech that's openly now happening is for us to redouble our efforts. We're winning the culture war as true classical liberals that made this country great. We're restoring the Renaissance. So again, if you want to get our videos, so you can make your decision whether you want to see them or not. After all, that's why you subscribed. YouTube's had this since they started 12 years ago or whatever it was. And they're fundamentally changing it so you don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is promoting fake news and trash news and establishment news. It's killing real independent news. But we the people, by taking action, can break the back of this system. So please, click on the bell so you get the notifications and so you get in your feed the videos and channels you've subscribed to. I'm Alex Jones for Infowars.com.
Sacrificing children to the state of California. This may take up the rest of the hour, and believe me, you're going to want to hear about it because I've got some information here that you haven't gotten anywhere else. We're talking about a Senate bill, SB 18, and it's in progress. This is not just about California. This is about the world. California is the laboratory where it's happening. This is a bill that's introduced to basically replace parenting with the state, sacrificing children to the state. A bill introduced by the notorious Richard Pan, who is behind SB 277, mandatory vaccinations for school children in California. So I want to just give you a little bit of the flavor of this SB 18. I'm not going to put you to sleep with this because I could easily do it. I call it swamp gas. All children, regardless of gender, class, race, and ethnicity, national origin, culture, religion, immigration status, regardless, sexual orientation or ability, have inherent rights that entitle them to protection, special care, and assistance, including, but not limited to, the following: the right to parents, guardians, or caregivers who act in their best interests, form healthy attachments with adults responsible for their care, safe and healthy environment, social and emotional well-being. Wow, you're waving a wand. This is all just going to happen, right? Attain optimal cognitive, physical, and social development, and so on and so forth. Quality health care. Now, notice there are no definitions in this bill of any of this stuff. It's all swamp gas. But later, if this bill passes, and please understand this, because this is how government works. They have regulatory agencies, you know, like the CDC and the FDA and all of these, and each state has their own agencies. They fill in the blanks. They put in the specifics after the law is passed and signed. So this could mean in California that kids will be forced to take psychiatric drugs, whether they want to or not, whether their parents want them to or not. Or you have to eat a certain kind of diet. Or you can't go to McDonald's, even if you want to. Wow. Who knows? Because the state is taking over. It's their job now, according to this bill, to completely supersede parents in guaranteeing all of these things to children. Any children, as long as they're in California. Doesn't matter who they are, where they came from, how they got there, whether legal, illegal, regardless. Rich, poor, everybody's got this. How about Child Protective Services? How are they going to define this new law with their regulations? Well, we can show up anytime we want to at the house, and if we don't like what we see, we just take the kids and we put them in foster care. It's pretty simple. Yeah, we'll take 1,000 pages to spell out all the regulations, but that's what it'll come down to. And it'll be enshrined in law. That's where they're going with this. And if you don't understand it, you'd better wake up. This isn't just like some of the anti-vaccine people in California, whom I salute. This isn't just about vaccines, this new deal, SB 18. This is about everything. Education, religion, no religion, healthcare, medical care, the right to succeed, whatever that means. Parental guidance or guardian guidance by the state. It's about everything that pertains to the upbringing of a child in the state of California, and the state will be in charge of that. Okay? You don't believe me? You better wake up. Now, here's the deal. Where is this coming from? Because in the bill, I don't want to burden you with too much detail, but stay with me here. In the bill, there is a group mentioned called the Peninsula Partnership Leader Council. Who are they? Who's heard of them before? And the reason they're in there, because that council has actually written already a Children's Bill of Rights. And SB 18 is saying, yes, we like that Bill of Rights, and everything in the bill is framed around that Bill of Rights. Okay, so as a reporter, I ask the simple question, and so should you. Who is the Peninsula Partnership Leadership Council? And I will tell you, it's organized within, and get this, the San Mateo County Office of Education. One piddling little California County Education Department. Where are they coming from? The Peninsula Partnership Leadership Council, I'm continuing here, is composed of that, the county superintendent of schools, who cares, the county board of supervisors, who cares, and the Silicon Valley Community Foundation. Bingo, bango, bongo, bongo, hello, hello. The Silicon Valley Community Foundation, sponsoring the Children's Bill of Rights, just happens to have assets of $7.3 billion. Hello. More than some nations. It runs 1,800 philanthropic funds. And here, for your amusement and entertainment and education, are some of the corporate partners of the Silicon Valley Community Foundation. Alexa Pharmaceuticals, Microsoft, PepsiCo Foundation, Cisco, Hewlett-Packard, Bell, Symantec, Unilever, etc., etc. Big time, high-tech, pharmaceutical corporations. You understand? Now, they're in it, obviously, to figure out how they can make enormous profits. But this goes way beyond that. This goes up into the upper reaches of what we could call the technocracy. Because these folks in the government, in the corporations, have a plan. And their plan is to run society every step of the way by planning it, by engineering it, by saying, you and you and you and everybody individually, we set your energy quotas, how much energy you can consume. We decide eventually what your talents are because, you see, we want to fit you into the happiest place you can occupy in society. We are the engineers. Hello. We are the technocrats. We are beyond politics and politicians and parties. We are the upper reaches of globalism. We are planning the world. And our first step is to plan the lives from cradle to grave of the children. That's why we support the Children's Bill of Rights. And that's why we want to put the state in charge of their education, their medical care, their upbringing, who controls them, who parents them, the whole works. We want to put them into our system because we understand that the world is a system. We are the engineers, and we lay it all out. That's what technocracy means. This is science, the triumph of science. This is what's happening, folks. This is what's happening with SB 18. This is what's happening in the state of California. This is what's happening with Agenda 21 of the United Nations. This is what's happening with the smart grid. This is what's happening with, quote, sustainable development. If you want to see and read the book on this, Technocracy Rising, Patrick Wood. Read it yesterday. I don't often make recommendations. I'm into my second reading of the book. It lays it out, the history, the works. Technocracy Rising, Pat Wood. So this is what's behind the entire operation of this new bill that was introduced out of the blue in the legislature of the state of California. It's the technocrats of Silicon Valley, in this case, the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, blithely saying, well, what's the problem? We're just trying to engineer the best society for everybody. Well, it's true, we didn't consult you, the people. We didn't ask you whether you wanted this. Nothing is really set for you to vote on. We're just taking control because we know what's good for you, because we're the scientists, don't you understand? We're the engineers. That's all that's important. We make the blueprint of society. And part of the blueprint is deciding who has water, who doesn't, who eats, who doesn't, how much energy you are permitted to consume, when you go over your limit and what the penalties are. It's a completely enveloping system. That is what technocracy is. And that is the next stage of human evolution. That's what these guys are saying. They're very open about it. It's not hidden. They take it as a matter of fact reality every day of their lives. But you don't, and I don't. And the purveyors of independent news don't. The fake news mainstream does. They're all behind this. They love it. They're terrified that somehow Trump may go against their plan. That's why they have to do away with him one way or another. But this is what's actually going on. Technocracy and the takeover. And that is what's happening with SB 18.